Benvenuto! Welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. It's hard to believe that it's a little over 3 years ago that we started our little YouTube channel here. We basically started it in the middle of quarantine, and up in our area it was really taken seriously. I can still remember, going to the grocery store with surgical gloves on and coming home, and Wade coming out to the garage, and we'd wipe everything off with disinfectant wipes before we brought it into the house. But anyway, it's been fun. The channel has been. The quarantine wasn't. So I thought, since we've gotten much better on I've gotten much more comfortable doing this on the camera, and Wade has gotten much better at editing and so on and so forth, I thought we would revisit a couple of our first videos. And one of them is rice pilaf. Now, we've mentioned this several times in different recipes that we've done, that we were having rice pilaf with it, and Wade has put the link on there, and he will do that again for the new one. But it's never gotten a lot of play. So all of our loyal 600 and something subscribers, watch this video for me, please, and like it, because this is a wonderful recipe. This is a recipe that was given to me many years ago by the same man cut my hair for probably 25 years or so before we moved out of the area, and they had a salon on the first floor of their 3-decker, and then the 2 upper floors was their home. And over the years I got to know him and his wife well, and every time I went to get my hair cut, she'd drag me upstairs and feed me, and this is one of the recipes that she showed me. So we're going to make it just like she made it. There's a couple substitutes that you can make, and we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so I've got some chicken stock almost at the boil here, and we do want that to be boiling when we go on with the recipe. So for rice pilaf, we're going to need rice, of course. All right, you can use any long grain white rice. I'm going to use jasmine rice because I already have a container of that open. You can use basmati rice, I think that's the way you say it. You can use a just kind of everyday generic long grain white rice. The reason we use jasmine rice or the basmati rice is these are a little less starchy than plain long grain white rice. Now, I know this is, I'm being a heathen here because let me take that off, I don't want it to evaporate. I'm not going to wash my rice or soak it. We're already using a rice that doesn't have a lot of starch to it, or much less than regular long grain. So if you're using long grain, you might want to rinse it, let it soak for a little bit to get rid of the starch. But I never rinse off my rice again. I know that's heathen, but anyway. All right, so then really the only thing we need is for seasoning is we need salt. And I do use a little bit of accent in this. Again, this was the person that taught me how to make this, used that. I think that's probably where I started using more accent than over the years. We're going to use some Orzo, okay? So Orzo is just a little pasta. It gives that nice little shape that you get when you buy that big name brand of rice pilaf. You can use vermicelli, any thin spaghetti, and you want to take that and break it up into little pieces. She used the Orzo, so we're going to use Orzo. We need some butter. Now, you could use, if you want to cut down on the fat a little bit, you could use a good quality oil, olive oil, or whatever your favorite oil is. And of course, we need some chicken stock. And again, we have a recipe for chicken stock, but I have not made any in a long time. I should make a big batch, but I'm going to use this. This has become my favorite boxed or store-bought chicken stock. Okay, so we don't even have to break. We're just going to go on with what we're going to need. I'll put these things aside. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. All right, I already got my chicken stock in my pot here. All right, so the next thing we want to do is get our other pot heated. Turn that down slightly. All right, we got our 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put that right in our pot and let it melt. While we're doing that, we'll measure out our Orzo. Orzo is great in like soups, and you can even just use it as your pasta with some sauce or whatever the case may be, but it's probably used most for soups or stews or something like that. And we need, I think this will come out nicely, of course not, all right? But we need a 3/4 cup, plus this will all be, Wade's laughing at me. This will all be in the directions in the recipe. It's funny, I always follow recipe. Some people, there are some cooks out there that just, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. If it's a recipe I've kind of developed over the years and I've changed little things here and there, I always write down what I've changed and then I follow it. Once it gets to the point where I think, oh, okay, that's good. That's exactly how I like it. And Wade likes it. I say, oh, okay, I'm going to follow this recipe every time because I want it to taste the exact same. We need a cup of rice. Now, if you want to double this recipe, and if you try this, you're going to love it, so you are going to want to double it. Just double all the ingredients. Other side. All right, our butter is melting nicely. This is one of these steps here that you do want to kind of, I can turn it down just slightly, that you do kind of want to watch over it. Because one, you don't want your butter to burn. Okay, I don't know, should I move the cooktop out a bit, or are you good? That's good? All right. So once our butter is nice and hot and foamy, we want to dump our Orzo in there. All right, and so again, as I said, this is kind of one of those steps, because if you don't watch it, they're going to pop out like that one did. But what we want to do is we want to get this golden brown and delicious. This is what will give you that nice nutty flavor that is in pilaf. So that's probably going to take a good 2-3 minutes. We can put our heat source back on for our rice. We can take a sip of our vodka, apple juice. It is apple juice. And you want to stand over it, give it a little stir. You could probably definitely turn that up a bit. It smells. So you want to get it golden brown and delicious, right? In other words, you want it right almost to the point where it burns. Now, but you want it pretty dark. Of course, the butter is browning a bit. Now, if you want to keep your rice nice and white, you can use water, certainly. If you use chicken stock, a good chicken stock will give it a little bit of flavor. You could, if you want to make this completely vegetarian, use your favorite oil and use water or vegetable stock, and it will be vegetarian. It'll be vegan. And I don't know if you can get in there. It's kind of hard to see through the butter. I don't know if I can lift some up.
I think I see it.
Yeah. So see, it's just kind of starting to take on a nice brown color. We're going to give it another 30 seconds or so. So really, kind of when you start to smell that nice nutty flavor, that's the butter browning a little bit, the Orzo getting golden brown. That's perfect. All right, and we can turn this off, and we're going to dump our whole cup of rice in there. And we want to get that all, we want to get every single grain of rice coated in our butter. Now you can kind of see how nice and brown the Orzo is. Our water is back up to, I should say our stock is back up to a boil. We can shut that off for the moment and pour our stock in. Give it a stir. And we'll put this back on because we want to bring this to boil, which should happen relatively quickly. There it goes. And we'll put our salt in our accent in if you're using it. Give it a stir. And that's all there is to it. In what, 3-4 ingredients? You're going to have delicious pilaf. All right, put our cover on. And then we want to reduce the heat to a simmer. All right, on this little cooktop, that's about medium low. All right, so that's going to take about 20 minutes. Of course, like when you're making any kind of rice, you want all the water to absorb. You want the water to absorb you want the rice to absorb the water. And again, keep an eye on it. Maybe, you don't have to stand in front of it, but check it every few minutes. Should take about 20 minutes. Then after that's done, we're going to leave the cover on it, and we're going to let it sit for 10-15 minutes, and you're going to have nice, fluffy pilaf. All right, we'll be back when all our water is absorbed. Okay, it's been just about 20 minutes. Let's give our rice a look, our rice pilaf. I think that's done, so I'm going to turn that off so we can move this. There you go. So you'll see all our water is absorbed. You might see a little bit of the butter, but that's just about where you want it. All right. So all the water is absorbed. Looks a little moist, but all the water is been absorbed in the rice. All right, then our next step is to take a nice clean couple paper towels. So I got 4 here, which make up 2 sheets of the ones. Put that on there, and then cover it back up. Give it a little push down. All right, now, normally what I would do is if I had something in the oven and I was cooking dinner, I would put this on the burner that kind of vents out from the little burner in the back where the heat from the oven vents out. I don't got that going on today, so I'm just going to put this aside in a non-drafty place for about 10-15 minutes, and it should be perfect. See you in a little while. All right, our rice should be done. Let's take a look at it. There it is. Nice and fluffy, not sticky. All right, the only thing left to do is to put it in a bowl. Don't waste a bit of it. Oh, I forgot, I did taste it for seasoning at the end, but I'll taste it for you again. Perfect. All right. And you're ready to eat. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm hungry.
Always hungry.
Thank you. All right, what do you want to try first? Because we're actually kind of doing a double tasting. Because we did the rice pilaf.
Yeah.
So, and our Salisbury steak today. So, what do you want to go in first?
Now we'll go for the meat.
All right.
Salisbury steak.
Oh, look at that. Perfectly done. Yummy.
Nice gravy.
Beautiful gravy. That's good.
Good. Delicious.
I mean, it doesn't taste like roast. It doesn't taste like because a lot of people think it's just meatloaf. But at least in this, the recipe I use is totally different than my meatloaf recipe.
Yeah.
It's got, and with the brown gravy and the beef bouillon base, it does have a bit of a steaky taste to it.
Yep.
And what about you, rice pilaf?
Delicious. I always love homemade rice pilaf.
That's delicious. All right, well, I'll sit and eat for a minute.
Yeah. Better than the store bought, I'll tell you that. Delicious.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Please like and subscribe. Check out cherryhillhomecooking.com. See you on the next video.
Ciao.
Bye.
Nom, nom, nom.